Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Locks of the Day podcast. This is episode number 32. I'm here once again with Zach and Andrew. You know what we're here to do. We're here to lock in with all the premium locks for today. We got NHL, we got tennis, we got NBA, we got college ball. Stay here. We're giving you all of them, okay? We're trying to stay hot. I mean, 2 days ago on Tuesday, we swept premium. We went 8-0. Was that 8-0? Yep,
Of course.
8-0. So we're going to roll right into it because we're on a heater right now. So we'll start off with NHL, and Andy, give him the three-star kid.
Yes, sir. Three-star for NHL tonight will be the Oilers money line, -105 versus Panthers. It's a series split here. Panthers won the first matchup 6-5. Oilers did blow a 4-2 lead that game, but no Matthew Tkachuk. He's still injured for the Panthers. Plays a massive role in the Florida success, being a pest in front of the net, tipping pucks, getting in scrums, getting fights, just stirring it up. Don't have to worry about that tonight, so that's a plus for the Oilers. Oilers did have a rough start to the second half of the season, losing the first three games, but uh, two solid teams. They lost to two solid teams like the Lightning and I think it was the Capitals. They kind of got pounded by the Capitals, but I don't see the Oilers losing four straight here. They also still have one more game left on this road trip, and they have to go play Carolina, so that won't be easy. So I see them at least grabbing one game here on this 5 game road trip. So love them as a slight underdog here at a -105. Uh, Toss 3 units on that, lock them in, and Zach will bang them with a little two-star.
Yeah. So the two-star is going to be Sharks +1.5 at a -145. This is also a series splitter. The Habs beat the Sharks just a couple of weeks ago, actually, 4-3 in San Jose. And coming into this one, the Habs haven't been playing too well. They're coming off a couple of pretty decent wins, but other than that, before the break, they were struggling. They were looking like they were going to be a bottom team in the league. They're kind of starting to come through. The Sharks, however, have kind of still been the Sharks. They're continuing to lose, but the big thing that I'm looking at for the Sharks is that they are in the top three in covering the puck lines at a very high percentage, like right around about 60 to 65%. The Ducks are first in the league in covering the puck line at +1.5. And I mean, since the Habs came off their break, they're still giving up a lot of goals. They're giving up right around 3.6 to 3.7 goals on the season. They're averaging about 3.35 or so that they're giving up. And their goaltending hasn't been bad, but they're only scoring about 2.93. And the Sharks have decent goaltending. I think it's one of those games where the Sharks are going to do enough. Like you saw the other night when they played Winnipeg and we took them, they're going to do enough to kind of just keep it a 1 goal game, maybe keep it tied. And if they lose it in overtime, they lose it in overtime. But they've been really good with it. Like I said, they're hitting at a 60+% clip when it comes to that. So Sharks +1.5 at a -145 is what we're rolling with tonight.
Beautiful. So that locks in the NHL locks for tonight, Thursday, February 27th. Get them in. Now I'll lock you in with the tennis locks really quick. For the three-star, it's actually going to be a women's match. It's WTA Merida, scheduled for 7 p.m. Eastern time. The three-star will be Magda Linette moneyline at a -185 versus Zenep Sonmez. Now, this is a women's match on hard court. I am a little confused by this line. I mean, you have Lynette, who's ranked number 37, and Sonmez, who's number 88. She's only 22 years old. She's been playing decently impressive, nothing crazy. I mean, she beat Sakari last match, which is impressive, but Sakari also played terrible, had a bunch of double faults, and won less than 50% of her first serves. So not that impressed by that. Sakari obviously had an off day. This woman just happened to beat her on an off day. Nothing too crazy. And I mean, then you have Lynette, who plays against great opponents nearly every single match, and Sonmez doesn't really play against them too often. So, I mean, Lynette would have to play pretty bad, in my opinion, for this match to get out of hand. I kind of am expecting a blowout here, but moneyline -185, I love it. So lock in a three-star, Magda Lynette moneyline -185. Then for a two-star, we're going back to the men's. ATP Santiago, scheduled for 6 p.m. Eastern time. We have a two-star Federico Correa moneyline +130 versus Alejandro Tabio. Correa is number 136 in the world. Tabio is number 28 in the world. Both are pretty good players on clay here. Tabio is slightly better, I would say. and is 2-1 in the head-to-head matchup. But Tabio hasn't really been playing that well, and Korea has recently. And I mean, Tabio's on a 6-match losing streak right now. Really can't find himself. Just lost to a not so good player. Couldn't serve for crap that match. And I mean, Korea's playing against Fonseca and people like that, and playing them very tight, if not beating them right now. So I mean, Korea's been playing impressive against impressive players. We're going to ride with him as a dog, and I think he evens up the head-to-head. So lock in a little 2-star Federico Korea money line plus 130, and that's your tennis slate. Now we'll kick it off with NBA. So Andy, you got a 3-star for NBA.
Zach's got them both.
Zach, my bad, you got both the NBA.
So we'll swing that in. So we have Dallas minus 9.5 as our 3-star. Playing at home against Charlotte tonight. This game, not really too much to say. Somehow the Hornets won the first matchup, which we love that because they have struggled this year. Since the Mavericks traded Luka Doncic, call me crazy, they've looked a little bit better. They've actually beaten the Warriors. They had a couple nice wins against the Heat and the Pelicans, which, yeah, it's the Pelicans, but still. And they looked all right the other night against the Lakers. But in a game like tonight, they've had a couple guys out. I don't think it's really going to matter too much, just because in this one the Hornets have just been like historically bad these last couple games. I mean, they got beat by the Blazers by 53. The the Kings beat them by 42. The Warriors beat them by 36 the other night. So, and I mean, the night before that, Denver beat them by almost 20. So, I mean, these guys just cannot seem to keep a game close. And I think the only reason why the spread is a little bit close in this one is because the Hornets beat them and because the Mavs have a couple guys out. But I don't think it's going to really make much of a difference. I mean, this Hornets team right now just can't seem to put up more than 90 points. And this is like a Mavericks team that beat the new look Warriors, and they've got a solid squad on them. So it's more so we're also fading the Hornets tonight. So, but yeah, Mavericks minus 9.5 and a minus 110 is the 3-star. And then go straight into the 2-star. The line went up a little bit, but it's going to be Lakers minus 4.5 at minus 140. The line was 3.5 last night. It already moved up a little bit, so keep an eye on that when you guys are going through today. But that one's also going to be a little bit of another splitter this year. They've played each other 4 times. Minnesota right now is 2-1 against them, so they're going to end this one in LA. T-Wolves still really aren't very healthy, and the Lakers have looked pretty damn good since Luka's gotten over. More of like a new look, new energy kind of with that team. So I would say with Rudy Gobert being out, Julius Randle still out, and a couple other guys still being out, they're still struggling a little bit on the road as well. They just haven't really been the same team because they haven't been very healthy for Minnesota. And I mean, with the Lakers in this one, everyone's going to play. So I would expect nothing more because the only thing the NBA wants right now is for the Lakers to be in the playoffs because they need as much viewership as possible coming up for this NBA finals or NBA playoffs. And the Lakers are sitting at a 5, and it'd be a nice series right now between the Rockets and the Lakers. So, I mean, Lakers need this game pretty bad considering they have a pretty tough stretch coming up. So, I mean, Lakers minus 4.5 and a minus 140. It's got pretty good value, and that's going to be our 2-star.
Beautiful. So that locks up NBA. Now we'll swing it right into college basketball. And Andy, you got 3 for that one, buddy.
Yes, sir. Yes, I do. 3-star for college ball tonight will be Chattanooga money line at a plus 105 versus UNC Greensboro. It's another 2-game splitter here. Greensboro won the first game 78-75 on a game-winning 3. But Chattanooga right now, they're hot. They're currently on a 9-game win streak. They also shoot the ball at a 48% clip, which is top 40 in the nation. Uh, they just got beat on a buzzer beater last game. It's just that was tough. They shot the ball great too. They really got unlucky on the last second 3. So uh the splits always happen here, especially in college because of the home and away matchups. But Chattanooga is on the road, but they will get it done. It's a close conference. I think UNC Greensboro is one game back of Chattanooga. I think Chattanooga is going to keep that conference in their hand there, and they're going to keep coasting to their conference championships. So take Chattanooga money line plus 105, and Zach will hit you with a quick 2-star.
Yeah, so we're taking you out west for this one. We're going with a Idaho money line. So that's going to be also plus 100 tonight. So that game is big rivalry game as we take you out west. We got Idaho State, Idaho. I don't know what you're doing tonight, what the plans are, but if you're not watching the famous potato or famous baked potato rivalry, this is the time to do so. But these two teams are about as even as can really get this year. I mean, Idaho State is 8-7 in their conference. Idaho 7-8, so they're right behind each other in the standings, the 4 and the 5. This year already, Idaho State played them. This is one of our series splitters, which we haven't said series splitter enough today. This is like the fourth or fifth one already. But yeah, Idaho State beat them by a pretty convincing and by about 10 or so. But I would say main thing in this one, Idaho does shoot the ball a lot, or I would say a little bit better, but they're shooting at a 45% to 50% clip, which is actually pretty impressive in most games. And Idaho State's not too far behind. But defensively, I'm looking at more of the steals per game, limiting turnovers as well, as Idaho does limit a lot of turnovers. They have to just really finish their chances tonight, as Idaho State's a better rebounding team. But I think they're going to have the home crowd behind them, and I think they're going to be pretty much all set in this one. Sorry, I heard a weird noise in the background there. That's why I paused. But yeah, I think for the most part they're going to be fine, and they're going to go out there in a rivalry game, and they're going to take this one. So Idaho plus 100 as our 2-star. Lock it in.
Love it.
Beautiful. That wraps up the basketball locks. You fellas, got anything else?
No, I'm good.
Check that house over there, Zach. Make sure
Yeah.
no one's
Yeah, I
intruding.
will. Yeah, no, that threw me off. But there is one thing I'm going to add,
What do you
and
got?
we'll throw up a poll on it on the stories on YouTube, Instagram, whatever. We have started putting back out soccer slates. If you guys would like us to cover soccer on the pod, we have no problem throwing one or two soccer picks on the pod for you guys. We just started it back up this week, and we're up 10 units so far in 3 days, which really isn't bad. Yesterday we hit it for 6 units. The day before was like 3.5. And then the first day was like point 0.5, zero point 0.6 units. So, pretty much we're going to do what we can for you, because the whole goal is that, once that April to May starts to hit, there's just nothing really on TV besides baseball.
Baseball,
So we try to
baby.
give you guys something else to bet on. So, but yeah, usually for that we'll pretty much the weekdays we'll have a full like European sort of international slate basically, and then Saturdays we'll give you some MLS and European national whatever it might be. So yeah, if you guys really do want that, we'll throw a poll up and you guys can vote on that, and we'll go from there.
Hell yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, we'll toss a pull up on Instagram today. Like Zach said, toss a vote in. We are locks of the day. We're going to cover everything. Even when there's no sports, we'll still find lines for you to cash in on. Okay. That's just what we do. So that wraps up podcast number 32. Thank you for tuning in to the Locks of the Day podcast, and we will see you next Thursday. Peace.